So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to make a point about if you don't ask, you shall not receive. And then the energy that's created from speaking something into existence. So back on September 14, 2021, I put out my P.O. box, and it's helping my widow mother pay bills. That's what the title is, because my mom is a widow, and to help pay her bills. Now, what I did was, because I spoke this out loud, and first time I did it, I asked for if people wanted to help me retire, like meaning the people at the top. If they wanted to help me retire to pay my rent for the entire year and go move to Florida. Yeah, I was stretching it a little bit. I was asking for something that I desire to have that done, just like everybody else would. And if they say they wouldn't want that to happen, then there's like a hypocritical side of you. But then I geared it towards, well, let me ask for Richie over in Africa from the UK. Because at the time he was having a tough time paying bills. He's plays guitar, professional singer, and he had places to go, but because everything was shut down. So I changed it over to helping Richie. I raised about $500 doing that. And then a little bit of time goes by, and then I start rethinking it again, like, well, if I can help my mom pay her bills, then I'll start gearing it towards helping her. Then at the same time, I'm having this feeling of, I know it's going to happen sooner or later, but I'd rather it happen sooner than later, and I'd rather say it out loud and see where it goes, because I'm testing God's people. I want to retire from doing physical work. That way, basically, I can do what I want. And what I want to do is what I'm doing right at this exact moment. That's what I want to do. But I can't fully do it all the time because I have a job to do. And so I think back at a time, the 4 years, and whoever I've helped, that it's not that I think they actually run the planet by themselves, but they have a big portion of the planet that they run. So if any of those people wanted to help out, and I said, I know you're not gonna really like attach your name to it, like if it was a bigger amount that literally helps out. And so what I'm going to prove in this video is the difference between doing something, saying something because it's what you feel like is rightfully divided, and because of the giving and receiving. I've given my life. I've laid down my life. I have the power to lay it back up, to bring it back up. I lay it down, but not that I'm laying down my life so people can kill me, but I lay it down by giving my all, everything, my emotions, my feelings, the truth, no matter what, day in and day out. I don't care who tries to come against me. Doesn't matter. Keep moving forward. So the difference between not saying anything, even though it's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to retire. Nobody wants to work for a living, do you? No, you don't want to work for a living. You want to live your life for the rest of your life. And whatever it is that you do, you want to actually do it and feel like when you wake up in the morning, this is what I want to do. It's not that I come in here looking for people that have benefited from me financially, physically, mentally, whatever it is that you benefited from me over these past 4 years. To those people, that's who I'm targeting. Now, but I'm targeting the ones that are behind the scenes, that are in control of things, the ones that have the ability to see you when you don't think that you can be seen. Not to my regular subs, but to my regular subs, I want to prove to you in this video, before I get to it, the power of words and how there's spirits that know exactly what you need in order to give a little bit of confirmation and keep you on the right track and keep you on that wavelength of that wave that you ride mentally. It's all about riding that wave, to keep you on that wavelength. That way you know this is going to continue like this in the future. But in the meantime, it's a little here, a little there. Give a little there, give a little here. Line upon line, precept upon precept. So I'll start out with this, September 14th, 2021. And so because I'm looking to retire and I want to help my mom pay her bills over these 4 years. And I don't worry about what people think about it, because I'm going to get good and I'm going to get bad, and that's just the way it is. But I'm going to prove to you today why the good outweighs the bad no matter what. So let's start with this. Tyler, are you really begging for money and using your mother as an excuse? Oh my God, I'm dying laughing. Twice, double time. Tears. Oh my God. And then, so I already know that you'll be one of those people that when you say, Lord, Lord, no, because you know why? Well, because you don't love your neighbor as you love yourself. For those that share, like, this is a test to God's people. The Bible said that God's people will, they will sell what they have and they will share. That's what God's people do, right? So I'm testing God's people. And so the first one here, yeah, for all I know, this could be one of God's people that's typing this, just to, even though, like, this could be one of the people that actually sent money, but they're typing it to test me. So I always look at that too. That way I don't get offended or irritated. And then a dope dwarf says, may you someday be able to discern between stupidity and ignorance. I offer words of well wishes that you may find purpose, a cause to champion, perhaps like Mr. Durden. Your words are from an empty heart. Stop pretending to be something you're not. I scorn over people's inability to separate the illusion from the truth. Be well, M8. Even faking a smile, release wonderful, pleasant endorphins. Peace and love to you and yours. May you one day know yourself, as then you will, within you become one, and you can begin to feel worthy of your accomplishments. Who can save your soul? You care not to save your own. Now my intentions are rooted in the sincerest of offerings. Rest well, knowing this. So Tyler is still lost and feeds off of negative energy, being tormented by God's works, by good works from honest, real people. As you can see, it makes him sick, because that is a... Are you really begging for, like, it? If you feel that way, I can only imagine. Like, if I feel like I'm begging for, I would feel sick, right? So, only if he'd give money out of his pocket. Then he'd see how it feels. It feels good to give and receive. It feels good to receive, but that only happens with God's people. So here's the test of God's people. So start with this, September 14, 2021. So because I came up with two ideas at once by speaking something out loud, I decided that what I get by words, I'm going to take that and I'm going to split it, me and my mom. She doesn't even know it yet. I'm going to split it with her. Now, moving forward, if anybody sends anything and you just want it to go strictly to my mom, then I'll give it to my mom. If you send it just for me, then I'll split it with my mom. Either way, my mom gets something of it. And then, so here, September 16th, 2021. Today's September 18th, 2021. This is all about a movement that starts. And the same thing can keep happening where the ones at the top, they don't even, it's not like I expect their actual name to be on it. Like, hey, look, like I don't expect Kim to write me a check and have his name on it. But I do expect that it would be a similar situation where it just comes in from different places, because all you got to do is, out of your gazillions of dollars that you have, you just put 1,000 on that card for this month, and then those other three people, they do the same thing, and it frees up my time. And if they want to be more generous, they can be more generous. Again, I'm not talking to anybody except for a handful of people, like maybe like this many. Really, I mean, it only takes contribution, and then just see where this goes. So let's see where this goes. Here's where I'm going to show you where this goes, and how important it is to literally ask for what you want in order to receive it. Now, you may not receive what you want immediately, but you get the ball moving. So let's start with this. And Derek knows exactly where this is going. And he knows also how to send a good energy, a wavelength of energy that he knows that I will hop on, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to show you how it benefits. So Rightly Divided donated $25 today. Now I haven't been on there, I haven't did videos, but it's been like a year now, I think. I subscribed to Derek Burrows' channel, his Global Witness website, at $10 a month. So today he decided to send $25. Now, this is to anybody that doesn't know Derek Burrows, who sent $25 to my account.
Joining us now is Derek Burrows, CEO of AltNet, a partner of Kazaa, and Bob Regan, president of the Nashville Songwriters Association International.
Now, this is Blinky Blinkerson over here, but this is back on June 30th, 2010. And again, the people that know Derek Burrows, I'm not even saying this for you. This message is for the people that are just the regular people that have thoughts in your head and doubts and worries and fears that you shouldn't do it because you heard somebody tell you that you can't do it, or you read someone's comment or something saying that you're begging for money or something along those lines. So Derek Burrows is on this channel, him and Malia. So I thank both of them. It's not just Derek. Or is it? And everybody knows how I feel about Derek. I've said that I think Derek has a major, like he's his own sovereign country. And not that he runs this entire planet, but he runs a portion of it. And Jonathan Kleck runs another portion of it. So this is who I've said that I think has a lot of authority on this planet, Rightly Divided. So I go down to the first video, and that's what it is here. But if you want to know more information about Derek Broze,
understand just how much it's been altered and how important, more importantly, how important the changes that have been made were. English Standard Version as well as the King James Version. But let me help you understand first a little bit about King James.
I know, Derek, it's uncomfortable for you to talk about yourself as to what you did or who you are, but I'll do it for you. That way you don't have to feel like that. So Derek Broze, a former life before he was called to teach, served as Senior Vice President of Worldwide Business Development of Paramount Pictures. So that means someone that has produced Hollywood movies. A Viacom company. At Paramount, Broze has been responsible for establishing digital strategy, marketing, helping to drive the company's most public partnerships such as Apple, iTunes, Amazon, Walmart partnerships. And I think that's where I got his attention at through the Walmart video back in 2017. Prior to joining Paramount in 2006, Derek led the global wireless strategy and business development team for Windows Media, Microsoft, pushing entertainment convergence with the wireless space. Broze has been at the forefront of media and technology for more than a decade and is nationally recognized as an influential leader in the film and high-tech industries. Before joining Microsoft, Broze was an entrepreneur of successful media and technology companies, including the post-production feature film industry, first of all, digital post-production, sound design, editing facility located in Burbank, California. Now, it's safe to say that I've watched every single one of Derek Broze's videos since he started back in December 31st, 2017. Because every red line is showing you that you watched it. Just about every video. I'm pretty close to it. Just about. So there you have it. First video, Derek Broze.
Multiple crossroads that if you
December 31st, 2017.
Greetings world, we are anonymous. It is with the utmost urgency that we leave this message for you today. The phrase, "we are at a crossroad," was established for this day. The entire world is at multiple crossroads that if you do not heed the call to react, you will be like those that were marrying and given in marriage during the days of Noah.
And then the first video that he shows is the face that we all know.
And that no one had spoken the things that you had heard inside. So you were terrified to speak to anybody else or mention it.
February 15, 2018.
Take solace in this and allow this to comfort you.
So again, my name is Robin Henry Tees. I am a regular person from the outside that started a YouTube channel 4 years ago. And for the second time, but this time means more because of that little bit of motivation, and Derek knows where this energy goes. So Derek Broze donates $25 to my account, a nobody on this planet. Off topic, you know, this is that commercial where it just said, "You need help," with like 2 seconds in. And you know how, like, you know, it's like,
let God help you through.
because basically when he said, "You need help," and she's like, and then he's like, "Let God help you through." Anyway.
R is born. Now what's this?
Send his son to save you from himself.
See, back on May 19th, 2020, I was trying to convince people that, look, whoever's watching me that's a regular person, I have the people that run the planet watch my channel. For whatever reason, they're doing it. I tried to prove it and prove it. I don't have to prove that anymore. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. I don't have to prove that. But what I do need to set an example of is to regular people who are not paid to try to divert someone from God's word, or they're not paid to lie to you. They're not paid for anything. You're doing the same thing that I'm doing. You're searching for, like, what the hell are we doing here, kind of thing. But so what I wanted to show was that you can reach anybody that you literally want to in this world. And don't be afraid to say anything because somebody might say something. You remember that thought. It's a demon that someone's trying to transfer over to you.
He didn't. He sent his son to save you from another God. The one that could offer the whole world and everything that's in it.
Which is what I believe Derek can do. And I'm not looking for the whole world. I don't want the whole world. I just want people to share and distribute good energy from here on out for the rest of their life. That's all. That's all I really want people to do.
To Jesus, as a promise, the same God that people serve when they make that Faustian bargain. Oh, they do. All my time in Hollywood and around the industry and around technology, very high levels, trust me, those Faustian bargains are made. I made a movie about a Faustian bargain. It's called The Murder of Crows. I produced that because it was about the Faustian bargain. And that was even before my true awakening and understanding. So I'm going to read to you right now from Matthew chapter 11, verse 20, looks like 25 through 30.
Just for dialogue. And now this was a while back. I didn't even know that Derek commented on one of my videos because I didn't think. And then when he did, I didn't realize who, like, the authority that he had either. Anyway, so just reading the comment, he's telling me that I am not his enemy. How can you be when you're equals? You hear me and it started you and understand. So, been you. This is why I can say, forgive him, Father. He knows not what he does. I'd be honored if you join me, or I think I can't read the rest of it. But I wanted to read my response to Derek. If you join me, if you were either screaming crucify him or before the courts, and because we do not control anything, the Father has us. You and I take orders from the same source. We are sons. Translation is problematic always. I only wish you grace and peace. So this is an offering of grace and peace and energy that goes in a direction that, to me, it's like a you know what, you're on the right track. It'll happen because of what you put in and how you're going about it. And then, so back last year, Skywatch, there's absolutely no doubt that Jonathan Vargo Kleck is talking about your video, which he is. So I really appreciate people that can see these things. And Skywatch has constantly been someone that can see it and has shown me that, proven to me that he can actually see what he's saying that he's seeing. So he is applauding you and most definitely not denying anything. The sheer number of coincidences with this entire subject are mathematically impossible. So Jacob Israel did say that mathematics is what's solving the world issues. Imagine that, mathematics. So this is it's one of those things that are mathematically impossible. Therefore, the odds start to become more in your favor when AI is geared that way to favor something that defies the odds. At the same time, I leave a lot of my comments for the ones that think Robin's completely out of his mind. Just letting you poor souls know that there are some of us that see all of this, and you can't see it by now, and you are just not on this level. This is the top of the mountain level conspiracy theorists only. But I truly pray for you all the damn time. Should we start referring to Derek as Enlil and Jonathan Varga Kleck as Inky? I mean, that makes sense right there. And if anybody knows about Enki and Enlil, they are two people that run this planet.
David, why is Derek in jail? One of the most giving, most serving people I ever knew. And Derek, as always,
Our mothers carry a special soul as it is attached to the children. We cannot fully love ourselves unless we love all of our parents. Even in grief or despair, when we don't get along, or even with deep scars, if we cannot find it in us to forgive and love our parents unconditionally, especially our mothers.
It's the context. But I think that it is
mother.
true that any man who refuses to provide for his household has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. And
I would say that this is worse than an unbeliever. Are you really begging for money and using your mother as an excuse to beg? For those that know me, there are no excuses. I don't make excuses. I don't need an excuse. This is a direction. This is what's going to happen. And before my mother dies, she's going to be taken care of. That way, as she dies, she'll die as comfortably as she can. Because that's all that I wish for anybody when you do die, that you die as comfortably as you can. So, yeah. So far there's an insect and a bird fetish. And I would just assume that you're supposed to stand up there and insert something there, and it's chopped off, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Pretty creepy. Okay, so that looks like it's under the crawl space. Disturbing. That's where you get locked up at. Into the crawl space. It looks like a horror movie so far. I mean, this looks peaceful. It has a thing for caves, rocks, hidden places, birds, insects. More tunnels and caves and places of that sort. Birds and insects. A cave again. That's what it looks like when you're locked inside of the barn. So over what I see so far just seems a little disturbing.
And he says that because even unbelievers take care of their family.
I was like, okay, Lord, I'll do that.
Amen.
And guess what? I still got a church.
I think that companies have recently started to adopt those voluntary standards. So, Microsoft has taken an unprecedented approach by saying, it's secure by default, secure by design, secure by deployment.
All right, so one more time. For those that don't know Derek Broze, and for those that have struggled with the thoughts of, you feel like you're telling yourself this because of the thoughts from other people that they've spoken out loud and transferred over to you in order to get you to think that you shouldn't do something. Although if you do it, it'll benefit you in the long run. So, Rightly Divided donated 25 hours. It's Derek Broze and Malia. I came from nowhere. I didn't know anybody. 4 years ago, Derek Broze started his career in Los Angeles, where he spearheaded a production company called Good Bro Pictures with Hollywood star and partner Cuba Gooding Jr. Broze was Gooding's, where'd it go? Was Gooding's personal manager. I mean, that'd be something else to have Derek Broze as your personal manager, and later executive producer through several critically acclaimed and successful films, including the popular Jerry Maguire, for which Gooding earned an Academy Award. So that's not too bad for myself, considering I started back on April 2nd, 2017, not knowing anybody, sickened to death as to what I'm seeing happening, getting on here, speaking my mind, then having people start to comment, then having people start to really get a little bit too close and personal. Then I start to get people making videos about me, calling me a false prophet, calling me a robotoid, calling me all kinds of things. Then I started to get, I knew Richie from Boston was talking about it, but I couldn't prove it. But I knew he was because I made that video about him back in November 2017, or December, mocking him about selling the Virtual Shield, as if the government can't get inside of your computer anyway, even with that. So, and then I got Justin's attention by that. I got in all likelihood everybody's attention from that, and the Walmart video. So from not knowing anybody to knowing everybody, and knowing the people that are in close contact with each other, at least at some point or another who run this planet. So not too bad for 4 years afterwards. And then after that time period, I'm thinking, I think it's time. I want to actually enjoy life the way you guys can enjoy life, because I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing, but I'm doing more with grabbing this individual people that are at the very top and complying all the information in a video to show you who is communicating back with each other. That's what I created on this channel. It just happened. It happened out of nowhere. To be able to get people, Hollywood producers, and others doctors, Dr. Kim. What is Dr. Kim of? I mean, what is Kim a doctor of? If he's a doctor in anything, it's probably the doctor of what Cain was. Like, Cain was a tiller of the land. He uprooted plants, and in order for a seed to grow, you have to implant it deep into the earth, seeded, in order for it to grow. So as a doctor, he's not a rapper, but he is a doctor. Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim, I'm in direct communication with Dr. Kim as well. For those that see it and understand it, you can appreciate it. For the ones that are involved in it, you know it's true. For my subs that don't really think that it could be possible, it is. So what does that matter? Well, Kim has a high subscriber list, 52 million views. Anybody that has the ability to reach the planet, it's good to communicate with. Kim has my note. He has my number. It's filled with sevens.
There's 7 days. So then Noah, he just waited for 7 more days. And again, he sent forth the dove out of the ark. Then he sent that dove out again. He sent forth that dove again outside of the ark to try to find dry land. Now, I don't know why, but I just find too many interesting numbers over here in the Bible concerning about, there's so many sevens. Did you notice that? We studied that about Noah already, that there were already sevens mentioned. Mm-hmm. And then here we see 7 days here. We see 7 days, 7 days. So I don't know why. I don't know why the Lord did that. I don't know why. I don't know why. The Lord concerning about, there's so many sevens. Did you notice that? We studied that about Noah already, that there were already sevens mentioned. Mm-hmm. And then here we see 7 days here. We see 7 days, 7 days. So I don't know why. I don't know why the Lord did that. I don't know why. I don't know why the Lord did 7 here. But we do know this, is that you can connect dots over here, because remember, 7 is supposed to represent perfection. Yep. It's completed. Mm-hmm. It's completed. It's God's number.
So what's the big deal if I'm talking to Kim? Well, everything's a big deal.
Genesis chapter 8 again. What Noah may have used was some type of animal skin that could have overlaid some upper portion, some open portion in the upper deck. So Noah may have made some type of opening over here. So he may have, who knows, he may have made some type of opening over here in the...
Just a simple opening.
Broken ministry,
what if
broken
this was...
life, broken man, broken mission. The king of Uganda's son got saved.
Wow. Amen. Praise the Lord.
So what if when people like him are talking about things that he's actually referring to himself, or he's referring directly to you as he's speaking about things? What if that was actually the case, and hopping on this YouTube platform, I was able to get the attention of the people that have all types of say that happen in this world. If I'm able to do that, then what's my message? Like, what if you were able to reach the people that run this planet, what would you say to them? Like, what would be the point of your message? You want them to give you handouts so you don't have to work for a living? No, it's not a handout. It's a rightly earned reward for the simple fact of turning their heart back to the Father. And that's what my job is. Turn their hearts back to the Father, The children, turn them back to their fathers, and the fathers back to the children, to turn everybody back to each other. That's the role that apparently I'm here to fulfill. Didn't know it, but now it's working.
Lord.
You know,
So what if he was a king's son and I'm talking to him? Not directly. This is why they appreciate me so much, is because I'll just say it out loud because I know that how it sounds a certain way to certain people. But ultimately, it's only you battling Satan in your mind about thoughts, period, all day long. It's just you battling those thoughts of doubt, fear, worry, anxiety, anything negative. Anything good you do, Satan is there to remind you of something that you need to do other than that. If you're doing good on something, yeah, but what about that? And then that's will make you feel bad. Or if you worry about tomorrow, or you regret yesterday, instead of enjoying the moment now. And so, obviously, when you get the attention of the people that run the planet and those that are playing out the end time prophecy Bible in this world, this is what those that I show. I'm not wasting my time at all. I wouldn't sit here and waste my time if I thought I was wasting my time. But when you get the attention of those people that are playing out the end time prophecy, then you know that they know all the truth in the Bible and you want to learn from them. So I want to learn from them. And even if they try to play tricks, and even if they, test me as much as they possibly can, like today at the little, me and my wife go to Shady Brook Farm, and we get there, and all of a sudden the doors close, and they're not letting anybody in. It's like, okay. And then, it could be just circumstance. And then go over to the other place, and then go grab a beer, and the second time around, so you go inside, and you see these tactics being played, and it's stall tactics and patience, and it's all working for the better. Because it's not that important. If I have to wait, I have to wait patiently. Just wait. Wait for what I need. But I take it as an honor, because the guy said I had nice shoes, and he said, there's no line in here. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. And for following him in there, I could have either not followed the person in there, or I could have followed him in there, experienced the fact that the people that run this planet make tactics and scenarios like the Truman Show in order to stall, wait, and test your patience. These tests are so easy anymore, it's ridiculous. I can stand on my head waiting for and watching it unfold. And if it isn't anything whatsoever, then it's just me still learning how to be patient no matter what. Either way, it's a win-win. I win. I win every single time. So for those that, they're going to start sending more rewards, but it'll look as if it's a negative thing in other people's eyes. But I don't even care, because when I get in the door, my whole body's in the door. I'm in the house, actually. I wasn't invited in the beginning. I wasn't invited into the house. Kim's house, Derek's house, Kleck's house. I wasn't invited into the house. But I found out where everybody was having their party at, and I invited myself. And that's why when I get in the door, there's still going to be people that want to test me, because it's like, so you're that guy, huh? So that's you? You're that guy that's supposed to do that thing, and we're supposed to test you to the fullest, right? Yes, that's exactly what it is. I'm that guy that's supposed to be tested. And on 10/10 coming up, 2021, and then 11/11, and then 11/14, but before that, 10/25. Before that, 10/21, 10 years since we were warned about judgment, Harold Camping, the end of the world. So this all takes place now, and I mean, if it sounds like it can be helpful to you with what I'm doing and demonstrating, that it truly is about how powerful words are. I never thought my words were that powerful. Now I know they are, and I know that it's appreciated by those like Kim, the ones that need to talk in a language where it's not direct. They appreciate me speaking as directly as I can. Specific names, details, channels, and everything. It makes it easier for them to make it easier for me. I make it easier for them to make it easier for me. So when it happens in the beginning and I get a problem, and then I start to make their life a little bit more easier and enjoyable because they run the plan. They have all, you have access to everything in the world, and you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And now you can do it with a new spirit, which means God's people are being tested. It's all about this. What do you want this for? If I didn't have to pay bills, I wouldn't be working at all. It's about getting bills paid. Where do I live? Where I live, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay the electric and the gas and the phone bill and eat some food once in a while. And so be it. And that's it. It's really it. I'm not a big shopper, spender. It doesn't matter. When that's paid, it frees up my time to do more of whatever it is that God needs me to do. Those that are God's people, that are up here in the highest part, you understand how important that is, especially now. You understand how important it is to free up your time, to have your... You also know that I have made it difficult for you to have free time because I came along. Nobody shut my channel down, so I kept doing it. Yeah, it might be tough being put through that, because when God sends me a task, I'm going to continually do it until it's just finished. Like, whatever's in front of me is stomped out of the way. And I know how that works because it's been working. And it's an energy that keeps moving. It ain't about the amount of money that's being sent. It's about the fact that it is even being sent simply by a Hollywood producer. I know, Derek, I know. It's like, oh, sorry, please. It's no big deal. Well, yeah, it is. It actually is a big deal to my audience, who are regular people that have doubts in their minds, that listen to